Janelle is in the building. What's up, Janelle? Um, in fact, Jason, your question will probably be answered in some. We got some special like behind the scenes interviews from that conference. So yeah, I may have to I may have to drop a top secret section in the hub with some of those videos because that'll probably give you a lot of insight as well in terms of what they're looking for, what they like, what they don't like, in addition to the actual panels. Clint, how valuable is it for a producer to also engineer and possibly perform the track themselves? Oh my gosh, like that is infinitely valuable. Think about it this way. So, like, we're in the business of providing solutions, right? In sync specifically. So, the more solutions you can provide with just being one person, the better. Especially if you're great at all of them, right? So one solution is the music, like they need the music, so that's one piece of it. But then if you're able to also engineer, that means not only can you provide the music, you can provide the music and the edits and stems quicker than someone who can't engineer, right? So someone who has to wait for the studio or the engineer to be able to get their stems back, to be able to mix the track and things like that. So there's going to be a delay there. So because you know how to do that, now you can move faster. And then being able to also perform the track, now you put yourself in a position to where when those super quick deadlines come where they're like, yo, we need something end of day, like you turn on the computer and get in front of the mic and then just go. And then you're able to literally like write it, perform it, produce it, mix it, master it, send it off way quicker than somebody who has to coordinate with the artist, get some studio time, get their schedules together. Like you're just going to be able to move way faster. So that's a huge advantage if you can do that. I recommend it. If you're a producer, also be able to like engineer, mix your stuff, or at least like be in the process of learning how to do that. And then if you can perform your stuff, that's a bonus as well. And then also, again, talking about quick turnaround time, if they hit you back and like need some edits, like a publisher hit me yesterday because there were like they had some issues with a couple stems, thanks to my contact being very, very weird, but also thanks to me not double checking and being thorough. So like I was able to get those back to them the same day because I'm the one that mixed it. I'm the engineer. I have the sessions. All I got to do is just pull up Logic, boom, bounce them out, resend them, boom. They can continue doing their job. And then the album gets released so we can get to the placements. So huge advantage. Super huge advantage. Allison, let's see what Allison got on the dinner table tonight. Tonight's dinner is chicken. I love this. I love how Allison has been filling us in on what dinner is tonight, like sync producer dinners. Here we go. Tonight's dinner is chicken. Allison chicken, broccoli covered with cream of chicken and celery topped with cheddar cheese over rice. Thanks, Clint, for the SOS conference video. No doubt, enjoy that Allison chicken. Let's see. Would be disadvantageous to distribute the track prior to hearing back from the sync op. Like it, yes and no. Like I just like to wait until it gets signed and I kind of know how that publisher likes to operate, because some publishers release the music on their own, like under their own project. So I don't release anything because a lot of times when we're working on albums, like their albums for the publisher, and then they're going to package them up. So I just wait because I just feel like it's like an extra thing we got to worry about. Like if I jump the gun and like upload it and now it's all over streaming platforms and then they're like, hey, you know, you got to take that down. Now I have to go take time away from projects to go figure that out, take that down. That's probably a whole process. So I just like to wait. I just like to wait. Rich Rosen is in the building, New Jersey. I see you. Yeah, I just like to wait. I think it just makes things easier. And then if like music's done and the company's just like, hey, you know, yeah, it's fine if you go ahead and upload it on streaming platforms. Then, you know, you kind of go from there. So that's how I usually do it. Yeah. That's a good question. I get that quite a bit, actually. Because you want, like, you also want to be able to take advantage of the streams that can come from music being placed in TV. I've been seeing a spike in plays on a song we did a while back for BMG production music, and like every week it's just getting Shazams and streams and things like that. But that album was also released as an album via BMG, so you'll definitely get a few cents in terms of streams, unless you get something huge like just something so massive that like it's like a feature placement and then everybody's just like, oh my gosh, what song is that? Then, you know, it could probably be super beneficial, especially if you're an artist. Like that's a good look as an artist, trying to build your brand and things like that, to have a nice little feature placement somewhere. So yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pull up the stats of that. They send these recaps. Let's see. Okay. If I can. Yeah, so there was one song. I feel like it must have gotten placed or something somewhere because it had like an 83% increase in plays. About 20 Shazams. So yeah, like that stuff helps all around. Like everything goes up if you get something that people like, it catches their ears. And you're good. Nancy says, is there a best way to position yourself on social media when you are in sync and not hosting your own conference? That's a fact. That's sort of a cheat code, is to just put on a conference and invite everybody. Yeah, so okay, so social media, that made me think about something that I'm dropping on in the community on Black Friday. But social media, how to position yourself if you're a creative and you're creating for sync. Document, show like what you do. Just share it. Like whether that's creating in the studio, you know, put a caption of like what you're creating for. Make it obvious that you're creating music for TV and film. Start to engage with people in that space. It can be music supervisors, it can be publishers, agents, whatever. Obviously other creatives in the space, but make it very annoyingly obvious that you're working on music for TV and film. And if you do that consistently, over time, the right people will be attracted to it and they'll start to notice. And it does a couple things for you. It's done a couple things for me. Just from not necessarily the information perspective, but from just the production perspective, is number one, it kind of sells you before you even have the conversation with the publisher, because literally they're just watching you on social media, do your thing. So they're able to make a decision right there if they like your music or not. Right. So by the time you're having a conversation, they already know what you're capable of. They already know if they like you or not. And you probably wouldn't be having the conversation if they didn't like you. So that kind of makes the conversation a whole lot easier, because you're not selling yourself at that point. You're just like, hey, you came across what I do and you liked it. Now we're just talking about, do our missions align, like in terms of the project that you want me to work on? So that'll start to attract people to like, hey, like, sing your work. Great. We actually need something like that. Would you be interested in working on some tracks for us? And then it's up to you. Like, the ball's in your court. It's like yes or no for you. So I think just consistently doing that, finding a cadence that kind of works for you so that it can be consistent, and consistent can be once every day, once every other day, once every week, whatever you can consistently do, do that. Make it obvious. It's for sync. Engage with, decision makers in the space. And I think it could be great for you, because it's like literally just kind of showcasing what you do and just making it creative. Like, I think people like to see like that process, especially if it's not like you just taking your phone and doing one of these the old school screen things of your DAW. If you're not, if you're like showing some actual behind the scenes of you just being creative, it's interesting to watch. So I think that would be a great way to kind of position you on social media. You'll start to attract people that's looking for that. So that's what I would do. And it makes you look serious. Like, this isn't a hobby. Like, if I go to your page and I see like you consistently post videos of producing music for TV and film, that sends a signal right away. This person is serious about creating music for TV and film. Like, this is what they do. So it's that as well. It's just like sending a message of, I don't just say, I produce music. You can go to my page and see me producing music. That says a lot as well. So that's what I would do. I think it has a lot of benefits. And then if you can just kind of, I think talking in video helps a ton. Video just builds trust way faster.